Morning world, it's about 6:37 a.m. on the 26th of May 2017. Moon is in Gemini. It was new moon in Gemini last night. Before I start, big thank you to the NHS people at the Whittington Hospital in North London who looked after me yesterday. I had to go for an MRI scan and a CT scan, and I'm so grateful to be in a country where free healthcare on the point of demand is available. The NHS are doing a great job, and anyone who says different, I'm going to argue that one. So thank you to the National Health Service of Great Britain. You're brilliant. Today the moon's in Gemini, and all day long it's going to be getting closer and closer to Mars. So I do expect over the course of the day at the individual level an element of on the negative side, irritation, frustration, impatience and volatility to be getting stronger and stronger in some people's lives, especially those whom the Mars-Saturn opposition is affecting. Mars is only 2 1/4 degrees away from being exactly opposite Mars now. A few people have been joking with me, saying, especially people with Mars, Saturn or Mars conjunctions or oppositions, saying, look, it's not that bad. And actually it's not. I know some people who have got this aspect and who have used it to a very good quality of degree. People who have become very successful black belt, martial arts specialists, top quality athletes, or just people in the daily world who have used this energy in a way that brings focus, concentration, dedication and a sharpness into their focus of what they do in the world. Also, Mars opposite Saturn, especially with Saturn in Sagittarius. There is a thing here about archery, crossbows, bows and arrows. I suppose rifles as well, but not a fan of that. But the idea of actually being on an archery range and pulling an arrow back and looking down the arrow at a point in the distance, perhaps the future, and aiming at a point in the far distance, that to me is about focus, concentration, dedication and even commitment, which kind of summarises Saturn and Sagittarius in a positive way. With Mars opposite it, of course there's going to be the potential for danger, for risk, for aggression even, but there's also going to be the capacity for strong concentration and a commitment to an ideal, an outcome, a purpose, a result. So because the moon's there today, the moon's in Gemini coming up to conjunct Mars and oppose Saturn, and it becomes exact in some 22 hours from now, then I do suspect that over the course of the world there's going to be one or two more developments today, whether it's be at a global and or at a personal level, that are going to epitomise this opposition, probably in its more difficult nature, because the majority of humanity seems, given the choice, will take things at a more challenging rather than a more positive level. But at the same time, there's a capacity for great achievement in the specific fields today. So if you're in a position to be able to focus on something specifically, then by all means do so. I will be. I've got lots of readings to do today, and I've got a few videos to catch up with, and I've got lots of emails, so I intend to have a very busy day today. So thank you for your if responses yesterday. So I've got another one for you today, and I'm going to adapt this one. If you could have been the author of any one of any 3 books that have affected your life majorly, which books would you want to have penned? Alternatively, what are your favourite 3 books? This is going to open up a whole new field, I know, but by describing the top 3 books in your life, you're going to give a good insight into your own character. So my 3 books, in any assorted order, I can't put number 1 up there. My 3 books are Illusions by Richard Bach, Shikasta by Doris Lessing, which is a wonderful story on where humanity is now, even though it was written some 45 years ago, and the greatest book in history of cyberpunk, the book that initiated the word The Matrix and cyberspace into contemporary fiction, Neuromancer by William Gibson, published in 1984. Be interested to hear your top 3 books. Okay, world, catch you, tomorrow. All right, have a good time. And be careful today. Moon conjunct Mars opposite Saturn is a little bit accident prone and impulsive. So count to 10 and be cautious today. It's not a dangerous day or a risky day, but it is a day to be cautious. All right, catch you later, world. Bye.